Hi there, my name's Megan. I'll be peer review for this street photography assignment. So I guess we'll just go ahead and jump right in. Starting off with the first question, I definitely think you fulfill the requirements. Looking through, you definitely have a large amount of photos and a good variety of them at that. So as you go through, there's some different shots with some different takes of the same frame, which I think is beneficial whenever you're doing a photography class, because especially with our phones or whatever we decide to take them on, most of us aren't using professional cameras, so a lot of times the first take is not good enough or to our standards, so we have to take a couple to be able to get the shot that we actually want. And I think that's especially beneficial whenever we're doing things like street photography and you're capturing, different faces, expressions, like these two shots right here. It's the same frame, same people, but in this one, that girl is not looking at all. Her and her, I'm assuming mom, are obviously in the center of the photo and the subject, but they're not directly engaging with the camera, whereas in this one, she sees the camera and she's able to kind of give it a smirk as the photo's being taken. And I think that shows value to the taking multiple pictures at one single frame. I think you've done really well with grasping the contrast in all of these. You did really well with not taking too many solely dark pictures, too many solely bright pictures. It has a really nice balance, like pictures like this one. I love neon signs, and this one in particular with the black and white, and then along with the dotted lights around the rim of the building. I think that adds a lot to the dimension and the texture in the photo. The lines are really clean on this neon sign, and then it's supplemented by the lines going in from the window, and I love this picture. This is one of my favorites. So that was one of the ones that stood out to me for the darker. And then going through, you see the ones with the sky background that have a lighter tone to it. The house, it's kind of the opposite, where a large majority of the upper half of the photo is light, and then you get to see the contrast and the dimension and the dark lines of the photo, and I think that was done very well. A couple other photos that really stood out to me. I like the Franklin Juice Company sign just because the texture, you can see the texture in the walls really well, and the detail in that, and then along with the texture in the actual sign. I think that's really cool. And then the dark box surrounded by the light building, the light sky as the background, alongside with, this one, the sign is still the object and the subject of the photo, but it's a little bit more diminished, and you get a couple more different aspects. You have the tree over here to add some texture, but then you kind of lose the texture of the building. Some things to improve on, I would work on maybe the tilt and the perspective that you use whenever you're in your camera, because sometimes it's like this and this is really awesome and it's a lovely photo, or then sometimes it's like this and it's a little off, and so it's just a little quirky to look at, rather than being shifted to the right a little bit. But overall, I think you did really well. You captured a lot of fun scenery and a lot of cool faces and perspectives, and so yeah, good job.